Peacock, a streaming service I recently heard be referred to as not long for this world. A streaming service that actually has an incredible selection of movies if you happen to be a horse girl. A streaming service where you can watch 3 Atlas Shrugged movies or just catch up on some good old fashioned The Gambler. Seriously, they've got The Gambler 3, The Legend Continues Part 1. The Gambler 3, The Legend Continues Part 2. The Gambler 2, The Adventure Continues, Part 2. The Gambler Returns, The Luck of the Draw, Part 2. The Gambler Returns, The Luck of the Draw, Part 1. The Gambler 2, The Adventure Continues, Part 1. The Gambler 5, Playing for Keeps, Part 1. And the black sheep of the franchise, The Gambler 5, Playing for Keeps, Part 2. Today, I spun a wheel that has a list of several movies on the Peacock streaming service. I'll be watching whatever the wheel lands on. I call it Peacock Roulette. Some I've heard of, some I haven't. Only one I've seen. I'm hoping to swiftly review whatever the wheel tells me to watch, in addition to providing any extra context I have. This has the potential to deliver me some micro-budget gold, or some real bloated, slow, boring trash. Depending on how much there is to say, this video might contain a few reviews, so let's see what we're given. Okay, that looks scripted, but it's real. I added that on a whim, and now I regret. Well, let's get this over with. Remember, I'm going to be keeping this as brief as I can. For starters, it mercifully begins with a montage of the previous movie. We hit a little title sequence a ways in, and I see this stars Kenny Rogers? I know that name, but I didn't know he was a Western movie guy. And we've got Cameron Mitchell, another name I recognized from somewhere. This is a good time to mention I hate Westerns. I've subjected myself to the greats over the years and come away from even the best with a headache and yawns. This is a personal problem and is strictly subjective, of course. Okay. 22 minutes in, and I cannot continue. The sound of horses trotting, the harmonica music, the accents, I'm developing a real headache. I wasn't kidding when I said I hate Westerns. Something about cowboys and horses and saloons and trails just hits my brain like listening to an alarm clock sound. If you adore Westerns, I can see some quality here. No performances were too outlandish, and I got the feeling care and effort was put into this. I'm not expecting any twists along the story or anything too adventurous. Of course, I don't know. I didn't finish it. I noticed a particular care for practical stunt work, which I have to applaud. As for a score, a number out of 10, I just can't. I watched 22 minutes, so this isn't a proper review, more of a document of my attempt. On to the next one. Asteroid City, Wes Anderson's newest. I'm not a massive Wes Anderson fan, but I do find myself enjoying his movies more than not. I've seen Life Aquatic, Grand Budapest, The French Dispatch, and now this. Asteroid City is now my favorite Wes Anderson movie. The setting was, to me, extremely charming. The performances are top-notch as usual for one of his movies, and the strange narrator, fourth wall breaking, weird stage play movie thing was very interesting. I never find myself totally smitten with any of his movies, and this is no exception. The typical for Wes Anderson quirky characters with very inhuman dialogue and often cartoonishly robotic movements with his art piece-esque shot framing is nice, but often fully immersion breaking for me. Maybe that's why I enjoyed the touring with the fourth wall this movie presented. 7 out of 10. I liked it. Okay, next, and maybe last, we have... The Black Phone. If memory serves, the only interest I have in this movie is from a soft recommendation from Red Letter Media. Their taste in horror is something I can't wrap my head around. Sometimes I agree fully, and other times I'm baffled that they enjoy something at all. I was hoping to roll a horror movie from this list, so let's get to it. Right out the gate, not scary to me. Dark, unpleasant, yes. Scary, no. I was intrigued by how it presented the horror early on, and I was interested in the main antagonist. Unfortunately, as the movie plays out, I became less and less interested. The first couple interactions with the masked man villain were the closest this movie came to being scary. I was trying to figure out if the different forms of his mask were split personalities or different entities he was manifesting or working for or something, looking for clues to solve that mystery. It turns out neither, nothing. The difference between the smiling mask, the frowning mask, and the mouthless mask, the half-faced versions, was just which prop the actor wore for that scene. Nothing more. The villain doesn't have anything supernatural about him. He had an aura about him early, like there may be more to him, but the movie makes it fairly clear that he's just a serial killer with a mask gimmick. I had hoped for more based on how he was played up in the beginning. Otherwise, his presence was unsettling, and I did enjoy the protagonist's interactions with the actual supernatural elements of the movie. There was nothing here to charm me personally, but on its own, it was solid. A perfectly serviceable, slightly above average type deal. Nothing to hate, nothing to write home about either. If you love this movie, let me know what you find so appealing about it. Not so I can judge you, but so I can learn. I guess there's something to be said for its simplicity, but that didn't charm me, so yeah. There you go. A little taste of Peacock movies. I might do more of this. It was fun to make. Spinning that little wheel is always a good time. I might do a version with a different streaming service because I am going to hit a Horse Girl movie doing Peacock too many times. I know that. So yeah, there you go. That's it. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. See ya.